Hey everyone, this is Living Dead Gal and welcome back to another Sims 4 CC Showcase video. Today we are going to be going over my favorite CC eyebrows that I have in my collection. As you can see here, I have way too many eyebrows. It's kind of ridiculous, but I'm a CC hoarder, it just is what it is. So I'm not going to go through everything in my collection, but I am going to go through my favorites and highlight some of the best creators that I've found for custom eyebrows. First though, I did want to start by just showcasing two sliders that I use regularly. The first is by MagicBot, and this is the default eyebrow slider. I love this slider because it functions exactly like the one in game. It just adds like more push and pull, so you have more of a range. So you can get a little crazy with it. You can go really extreme, but it's just nice to have a little bit more flexibility and less limitation. The next one is the Miko eyebrow thickness slider. I absolutely love this because sometimes you'll find an eyebrow shape that you really like, but it might not be as thin or as thick as you want. This allows you to just completely customize the thickness of the eyebrows, which just kind of like expands on your CC collection even more. So now moving into the actual CC eyebrows that I have. My first showcase here is going to be Goppolsme. They're an amazing Alpha CC creator. I love their stuff. I absolutely love their eyes and their eyebrows. So if you follow my content, you'll probably see a lot of their CC on my Sims pretty regularly. And I use these eyebrows often. They work great for just unisex. I believe some of them are made like tailored for female frame Sims and some are tailored for male frame Sims, but honestly, they work on both. Pretty much everything in this collection does, so I'm not really going for like masculine versus feminine here. I'm just kind of trying to showcase a variety of eyebrows that I can use in my game, and a lot of these also will work on like toddlers and kids too. Not all of them, but a lot of like Goppolsmes I tend to use for my kids in the game as well. Praline Sims is another one that I absolutely love. They do really cool sets that have these sort of like shaved or like slit eyebrows, which I think are super cool. I probably overuse these sometimes whenever I'm doing like a cast, just like a fun cast or something, because I can't help it. I love like anything like unique or something that would kind of distinguish a Sim, and I just love these little eyebrows with the cuts in them. I just feel like it adds so much detail, and you'll see they are really good at the fine details. Like if you zoom in really close, these eyebrows that they make are just so textured and it just looks so realistic, and that's sort of always been my goal with my Sims, and that's sort of what I do in these showcases. Is I want to show you guys stuff that's really good for making realistic Sims. I love these eyebrows. I've used these a lot on my male Sims, but I love the little like hairs that were kind of in between. Then they have a version without as well. But yeah, they've got a ton of cool stuff. I was gonna showcase even more from them, but it was just getting too lengthy, and I do apologize. This is a pretty long showcase video compared to like, you know, the last one I did on beards, but honestly, I just have so much, and that's just how I am. I don't like to whip through it too fast, and I love to show you guys as much of my collection as possible. I nerd out on this stuff. These accessories right here by Praline, those are so cool. They actually are in the tattoo section, so you can put on like some of their eyebrows that have like the cuts, and then you can add those eyebrow accessories. I think there's like 4 or 5 different swatches, and you can really add like some cool jewelry, and you know, it looks like piercings to your Sims eyebrows. They also have this amazing unibrow kit that's in the skin details section, so if you want to give your Sim a unibrow, you have some options. Moving on to Sims 3 Melancholic, another one of my absolute favorite creators. I use them constantly for skin details. I want to get to that video. We're gonna have a massive section on their stuff, but they make really amazing eyebrows too. They usually release some eyebrows and like usually eyebrows and eyes with like each skin set that they put out. A lot of times they'll release like a full genetic set. And I love their stuff. They have really nice like fluffy eyebrows, so if you want some that are a little bit thicker, they've got really cool ones like that one that's got like sort of like the slit edge. So again, I love anything that's like unique and will kind of distinguish a Sim, and I think these kinds of subtle details are really nice ways that you can kind of help set your Sims apart. I mean, we all have certain Sim styles and we might have certain face shapes that we gravitate towards, but I think when you get to these finer things like the eyebrows, the little skin details, that kind of stuff is what can really help make your Sims look a little bit more diverse and a little bit more distinguished from one another. So Obscurus, another amazing creator, I also use a lot of their skin details and a lot of their genetic stuff. They do really detailed, really fantastic eyebrows as well. I use a lot of their eyebrows for my male Sims. just because I tend to find they have like the right sort of like bushy shape that works really well for them. But again, they work for either, you know, presentation. We also have MSQ Sims. I love this creator. We're going to get into some more stuff with them as we go into the eyelashes video, which will be next. But they have just amazing CC all around, amazing clothes, amazing hair, amazing eyebrows. I love their stuff. I can't rave about them enough. They're one of my absolute favorite creators, and I'll download literally anything that they put out. And they have some amazing eyebrow sets as well. And I hope that, you know, I know that I'm showing you guys just like a ton of eyebrows. My goal is like, hopefully with this, you can kind of find a few creators that you'll really, really like and kind of gravitate towards for the eyebrows. Like, I can tell you, out of all of these are all my favorites, but there's probably 4 or 5 that I gravitate towards the most. The first couple that I just showed you, probably Goppolsme and Obscurus, I use a lot. And then this creator here, Alf-Si, is the creator that I hands down tend to gravitate towards the most. Honestly, just because their eyebrows I think are super detailed and super cool, and they work like on a lot of different eyebrow shapes for your Sims. So if you just need something standard, especially when you're playing like legacy challenges and you're still developing the personality for your Sims, right? Like as soon as they become a teenager, you might not necessarily slap on some of those cooler, you know, more unique looking eyebrows. So these are really good, like basic eyebrow sets to kind of get you started. And I don't know, I just really love the quality of them. These ones here I think are really fantastic. They have like a little bit of like a bushiness and a little bit of a texture to them. Those were the Storm eyebrows, I believe. And then this set here, the Brook eyebrows, are really nice because it's the same shape with varying thicknesses. I also use this set by Suzue a lot, this eyebrows number 6. I only have a few of their eyebrows in my game. I don't think they make too many. I mostly have their accessories, but I love that one like eyebrow that I showcase with them. I use that on a lot of my Sims. Another creator that I found more recently is Katco, and these eyebrows are super cool because again, like they have really unique details. Like this one comes with like a face tattoo and some piercings. This one comes with a little heart, and when you change the swatches out, it keeps like the red heart, which is really cool. They just have really, really nice, well done stuff. Some people might not like all these little like heart details and cutouts, but I think they're cool and I think they're fun. So I'm trying to kind of provide a mix of the more unique finds, like these ones here by Coffeemoon, these like sort of threaded, like almost like a braid texture eyebrows, and also some that are more like simple, more basic that you can use for just your everyday, you know, Sims that maybe you're not looking to go a little bit edgier with things like their eyebrows. And I know I'm a nerd. I'm like nerding out for 10 minutes now about CC eyebrows. But hopefully you guys can find some stuff you like. I mean, I feel like when I am creating a Sim, the eyebrows at the beginning is the part that I struggle with the most. Like, I feel like I have to get it right, and I'll like pick those first, honestly, before I do anything. Like once I've shaped the body and the face, that's the first thing I go to is the eyebrows before I even slap on skin details, before I do like eyes, all of that. I pick out some eyebrows because it just helps me form the Sim. I'm just, especially being an alpha simmer, it's just really hard for me to kind of envision what they're gonna look like when I have the in-game eyebrows on. So I love starting here first, but even when I played on console, if I was starting, that's probably where I would start too, is the eyebrow shape, because I feel like it showcases so much expression in your Sim's face, like right off the bat, which is why it just takes me so long to pick them out. Like that's why a lot of times when I have my Let's Plays, I will age my Sims up and then I'll do the makeovers off camera because I do a lot of cast videos where I speed edit through, but when I'm doing those, I'm like, no, this is gonna take me ages because I'm always trying to perfect exactly how I want my legacy Sims to look, and that I just spend way too long, and I don't think it would be very fun for you guys to watch me pick out eyebrows for 20 minutes. But anyway, I do think that it really helps with the design of your Sim, and I will even go back like after I've done all their skin details and everything else. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll keep changing and tweaking their eyebrows, which is another reason I wanted to showcase those 2 sliders at the beginning. If you've seen my face presets and sliders video, you might already have like noticed those. I actually did switch. I used to use Obscurus's eyebrow thickness slider, but I was having some issues with that one because I kept just clicking on the wrong thing and I accidentally would do the asymmetry slider portion, which is really cool, but I'm not great at sliders. So I ended up switching it out for Miko's eyebrow thickness slider just because it's a little bit easier for me because I'm just not super great at using the sliders in game. But I think, you know, having that eyebrow thickness slider and having the default one just like unlocked a little bit more really just adds a bit more customization. And I spend a lot of time like reshaping the brow bone and stuff. I don't know if that's technically like altering the genetics of my Sims, but I feel like that's fair game. I try not to edit anything else. Like I try to just work with like how they came out, you know, because I want to see like how the genetic line goes with the Sims. But I will tweak things like that, or things that just really don't make any sense. But like, I feel like the brow bone is okay a little bit because it's like changing the eyebrow shape, even though realistically in real life, you can't just change your brow bone, but you can kind of alter the shape of your eyebrows. So I feel like it's okay to edit that stuff. Anyway, let me know if you can relate on the eyebrow struggles here. But we're getting into a couple other creators that I use pretty frequently. Kate McPhee and Eva Zetta. I use their eyebrows a lot. I think these are like some of the first eyebrows I ever downloaded. I've had these for a while. I got them just off of the Sims resource and I've just always loved them. I used a lot of these like on my first few Sims that I made with custom content when I first switched over to PC. And I don't know, I just think they're really, really good quality. I've also got a ton coming up by the creator Seleng, which I featured them a lot in the beards video as well. They have tons of CC, like just buckets and buckets and buckets. If you like the look of some of the eyebrows in this video, definitely check out their page on the Sims resource. And I believe they have a Patreon as well. And you will just find like an insane amount of CC. If you're new to the game, if you're new to CC, this creator has so much stuff. Like you could probably get a lot of like genetic stuff that you would need for your game just like going through this creator and maybe a few others that are on this list. Many of these creators here have like a lot of other types of CC that they do. There's not too many on here that only do eyebrows. Coming up too, we're also going to look a little bit at the creator Zenx. I just recently discovered them like a couple months ago in the Sims resource. Thought these eyebrows were cool because they're a little bit asymmetrical. There's two of them that have that sort of asymmetry, which I thought was kind of fun because you can add that without having to worry about asymmetry sliders if you struggle with those like I do, because I always end up going a little bit too extreme. Again, like a couple other ones that I found, LVNDRCC, I don't know if that's the way to say it, but I just recently found this creator and they have really cool stuff too. Lots of like fun accessories and stuff on the Sims resource. And also Angissi. This is another one. Angissi and Seleng, I feel like they have just so much stuff. You could download all of that and that could be like a cool starter kit if you're really interested in Alpha CC in your game. So I really, really like their eyebrows as well. They're one of the creators, I think. This is like some of the first eyebrows that I started with was from this creator as well as Kate McPhee and Eva Zetta. So I always really like those. And again, I feel like this side of CC, like I know I get really granular and really nerdy about this stuff, but this is the kind of CC that like you download, just you see it and you're like, oh cool, like I could use more eyebrows, you know, we could always use more of this stuff for my sim. And then you go and when you actually take a deep dive and like clean up your collection and look through it like this, it's like, oh wow, I have downloaded a lot of stuff. You can get very, very carried away, at least I can. And then I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but I swear, like, I'll have all this stuff and all this CC and I'll, like, have my go-tos and then I'll go in to create a sim and just for some reason, I can't find anything that works. It's like I've tried on every single CC eyebrow that's available. I mean, I do this with skin details, I do this with hair, I do this with eyes. I don't know. Leave a comment down below and let me know, like, how picky are you when you create your Sims? You know, are you someone who likes to do it more rapidly? Do you give yourself a time limit, or do you just sit and like waste the entire day and create a sim? Because I will do that. I'm the person who will sit and do every nitpicky little detail, and I will make like 5 outfits in each category, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna create a sim real quick, just, you know, gonna create one to add to my Let's Plays, and suddenly it's you know, been an entire Saturday and that's all I've done. So let me know how long it takes you guys to create your Sims. And maybe it is my own fault because I have too much CC. Maybe if I limited the amount of CC in my game, I would be faster. I don't know though, because I do have less on my laptop and I still have been taking forever when I'm trying to create Sims on my laptop, and I don't know. I think that just might be where I love spending my time the most, to be honest. It kind of reminds me a lot like when I play The Sims. I used to have, when I was a kid, it was like a Barbie, it was a Barbie PC game. Like I had like the little CD-ROM disc, and it was like you could give your Barbie makeup. And it always reminded me of, I don't know if anyone else had these, but it was like the little like Barbie head that you could get as a kid so that you could do their hair. I think they had them for like all the Disney princesses too. I'm pretty sure I had one of like Jasmine. And it reminded me of that because it's like that's how much of the Barbie that you would see on the PC game, and you could do their hair and their makeup, and I used to have so much fun with that. So like The Sims and access to custom content is like the adult version of me doing all of that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can only imagine if I was a kid, you know, being able to play with all this stuff. So I think that might be why I'm just so obsessed with Create-A-Sim and CC, but hopefully you guys can benefit from my obsession, and hopefully you can find some eyebrows that you like to add to your game. And I'm sorry, I know this is a pretty long video for eyebrows, but you know me, I like to just go a little over the top. I like to give you guys lots of links and lots of CC to choose from. I'm gonna try to limit myself because this was definitely eye-opening putting this together and seeing, I think when I look through my files, I have like something like 900 CC eyebrows. I don't know, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I actually went there and like cleaned up some and got rid of some, and I still have way too much. I'm going to try to limit myself going forward when downloading them because I just realized like this is a ridiculous amount to have. This creator, Soloriya, I actually use their eyebrows quite often on like kids, and I think some of them work for toddlers as well. So I really do like theirs. They have a bunch actually. I'd only showcased a few on here, but they have a lot on their Patreon page. And then Magic Hand is another one that I think I showcased a lot of their stuff in the beards video too, but they have really nice eyebrows, really fun shapes. Just like, you know, you have like some fun fluffy ones and you have some that are really nice and like sculpted and shaped that look like, you know, like really made up. Peachy Fairy, amazing CC creator. This is kind of, we're getting into like a little bit of Max's match with the last two creators I'm showcasing here, but Peachy Fairy does like a really nice job. I feel like you can use these really nicely as a Maxis mix simmer, and I use predominantly alpha, but I always mix in some Maxis Match, and there's tons of Maxis Match creators I follow and download their stuff. Just like this one here, Stoned Hilda. Found them on Twitter. Really wonderful person, really cool CC. This Bad Gal's eyebrow set is just a really fun one that I had to make sure was included. And another set of just brush and beautiful eyebrows. So technically these are Maxis Match, but I feel like they have like a nice realistic look. So if you prefer more of like a Maxis mix look for your Sims, definitely check out Peachy Fairy and Stoned Hilda. And we are at the end finally, so I know that was long. If you made it here, thanks guys for sticking it out with me. I hope that you found some stuff you liked. There will be a document with links to everything, so have fun, and just comment down below. Let me know your favorite CC eyebrow creator and how long it takes you to create your Sims. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!